Chapter 303. Before the divine tree and the golden dragon stands Dom's palace, perched atop a rocky mountain, emanating a chilling aura with just a glance. The two who arrived here had no purpose other than to kill Dom. Dom glared straight at his enemies, his face menacing. The monsters below immediately roared in furious outbursts, their cries threatening to tear the air apart. The deafening sound filled the sky. Dom now greeted the divine tree, remarking that he hadn't expected them to meet again so soon. The old woman, Kasim, seeing her son, instantly regained her confidence and loudly urged him to kill the divine tree. Yet, there was no rush. The divine tree asked him where Panis and the red dragon were. At this moment, two green ogres began pulling a rope. On the other side, another chorus of beastly howls erupted. It turned out that the red dragon and Panis had been tightly bound, their bodies covered in countless wounds, now hanging as if awaiting execution. Indeed, the red dragon was gravely injured, its eyes shut, its body drenched in blood. Seeing his sister suffer such agony, the golden dragon seethed with rage and roared her name. Panis, too, had succumbed to unconsciousness from the barbaric torture. This only fueled the divine tree's wrath, unforgivable. Dom demanded that the divine tree release his mother immediately, or he would kill the two captives on the spot. The divine tree stared intently at Panis without blinking. Seeing this, Kasim laughed loudly and taunted him, saying if he wanted the girl to live, he'd better let her go. But in an instant, a lightning-fast strike smashed into her face, splattering fresh blood. Dom was so furious his eyes nearly popped out of their sockets. Was this guy insane? With a dark and icy demeanor, the divine tree coldly declared that such petty tricks wouldn't faze him, repeating his warning, release them now, or Kasim would die. The divine tree gave him only 5 seconds to act, starting the countdown. At that moment, Panis regained consciousness. Though she recognized her master's arrival, she held no hope for victory and could only silently urge him to leave quickly. By the second, Kasim began to panic, breaking into a cold sweat. She urged her son, warning that if he didn't comply, the man would surely follow through. By the 3rd second, Dom cursed under his breath. What terrible luck to face such an unpredictable foe. By the 4th second, the red dragon had also awakened. Uncertain of what might happen next, she decided to create her own opening by exhaling a fierce breath toward the enemies below, reducing the goblins to dust in an instant. Using the last remnants of her strength, the red dragon created a chaotic inferno, burning the ropes binding them. Then, with lightning speed, she grabbed Panis with her tail. She hurled Panis forcefully toward the divine tree. Damn it! Dom could only watch silently, his advantage of hostages now completely gone. The divine tree seized the opportunity, swinging its roots. The roots quickly wrapped around Panis, who was hurtling through the air. However, Panis was anything but relieved. She screamed, urging her master to flee. It was a trap, a cunning scheme devised by Dom. Damn it! Behind Panis was a golden energy stone glowing ominously. Upon closer inspection, the inscription revealed it to be a fire energy stone. At the moment the stone lit up, an earth-shattering explosion erupted, enveloping everything in blinding light. Perhaps Panis had been obliterated. No living creature could withstand such a catastrophic blast, not even the roots of the divine tree, which were torn apart. It turned out this was Dom's scheme all along. That devious fiend had clearly planned from the start to leave his enemies with no chance of victory. Even anticipating the red dragon's actions, the red dragon began coughing violently, blood spurting from her mouth as she plummeted to the ground. The golden dragon rushed to catch his sister, urging her to retreat. But the red dragon's gaze remained unwilling, fixed on Panis. Over there, the roots tightened with a cracking sound. Within them were the divine tree and Panis. However, Panis seemed to have only sustained minor shockwaves, causing her to temporarily lose consciousness, while the divine tree had lost an arm. Was Panis dead? The question lingered as blood vessels pulsed in the divine tree's eyes. Old Kasim began wailing, claiming that she had nothing to do with this. But before she could finish her words, the roots crushed her, the dry sound of bones snapping echoing in the air. Then, the roots crept toward Dom, allowing the mother and son to see each other one last time, just before her eyes dulled completely, fading into true death. This act immediately caused Dom's veins to bulge in his face as he clenched his teeth in boundless hatred. Without hesitation, he launched himself forward like a bullet, shattering the ground beneath him. The divine tree gritted his teeth, propelling himself forward like lightning. The clash of two powerhouses caused an explosion at the point of impact. Distorting the very space around them, they collided midair, and called each other's names passionately. Dark Elf, War Dom. Thus began a close combat battle of unimaginable strength, creating a dazzling streak across the sky, dimming the daylight itself. The troubling part was that the longer they fought, the denser the energy they unleashed became, threatening to erupt and destroy everything around them. The god of nature stood not far away, watching the grand battle with a gleeful smile. To him, it didn't matter who won, as long as the fight was intense enough, tragic enough. End of chapter 303.